Greetings, petrolheads, my name is the Tom, you're on my gaming channel, and it's time for not just another episode of Automation, the car company tycoon game, but today is gonna be a very special episode because it's a special day for me. Not only is this episode number 100, but also I just surpassed 100,000 total views. And I never thought I'd say that less than a year after starting my channel, so just thank you guys so much. I really didn't think this was gonna be possible for me to reach 100k views in less than a year, starting completely from scratch. And I have actually been thinking way in advance about what I want to do in this episode number 100. And given the fact that the episode that really started the ball rolling, if you will, on my automation playlist was episode number 37, where I built a Nissan Skyline R32 GTR, and the first episode ever on my channel to reach more than 1,000 views way before that was the one in which I built a Nissan Skyline R33 GTR. So it only seems natural to me that today I'm gonna dedicate this episode to another Skyline, and it's gonna be the R32 GTR. So let us actually go ahead and go back in time to like 1990, where we should find a coupe body shell. Well, maybe 1 year later. Maybe 1 more year. Come on. Where's the... Oh, why am I looking for sedans? That's how excited I am, rather. Not nervous. That's how excited I am that I actually forget to, select the proper category here. Anyway, the Skyline R32 has a wheelbase of 261, so that's exactly halfway between 251 and 270 or 271. I'm gonna go for the bigger one because we wanna put a 2.6 liter turbine 9.6 in there anyway. So yeah, it's probably for the best. So let's start with the morphing here, like this. My hands are actually a little bit shaky. Yeah, I hope you forgive me. And the rear window is very short. And that is much better. Can't really change the angle of the rear end in any way, so we're gonna have to make do with that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this basic silhouette. It's going to be a monocoque chassis made from, I would say, carbonate steel. It's not carbon fiber, and it's probably not even corrosion resistant steel. Or is it aluminium? You have to give me a second here. It doesn't say here. Okay, so let's just stick with what I got. It is longitudinal because you're never gonna fit an inline-6 engine transversely, or at least not a 2.6 or even bigger. So McPherson's front or double wishbone's front? I think it's gonna be double wishbone's front in the rear, and then the body is gonna be steel, if I had to guess. But the most important part, obviously, to make this car appear like a Skyline is gonna be the looks. Actually, we might wanna go back here for just a second and lower this a little bit, like so. Alrighty. And now we are going to put down these headlights right here. They're pretty narrow, especially compared to the R34 Skyline, where those headlights are just massive. Is this the correct way to go? Or should we rather... Yeah, I think those are gonna be pretty solid, or... No, actually, I think we wanna make them ourselves, because they're pretty dead straight. For the most part. Like this. Probably a little bit taller. And a little bit longer. So like that. Then we're gonna do our thing with these. It is mostly like this, just a very small angle to this side here. There we go. And just one right here. And now that we've done that, we are going to add a circular headlamp in there that goes like here. Can you give me one angle that looks directly at the headlights, please? Okay, this will do. So there is one more lamp, because I wasn't sure if there was. It's in here. And then we have a pretty big indicator array which, okay, is a little bit descending here. It goes around the corner of the body panel. And then it goes out like that. No, come on. Okay, let's just make this a little bit shorter then. And finish it off with one that goes like that. Oh yeah, and definitely we should shorten this a little bit. And to compensate for that, we should make this longer. This indicator right here, so that, yeah, the connection between these two is almost straight down. In fact, the bottom one needs to be just a little bit longer than the upper one, because we do have a little bit of an angle there. I think this should do it. And the good thing about those indicator fixtures is that the orange areas from the indicators themselves override the borders of the indicators. This was maybe a little bit too optimistic. And put one more in here. That's gonna do it for the headlight array. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And then we're gonna put in one of these grills, which is also pretty, you know, signature for the whole Skyline family, if you will. And it does have a couple of you know, stripes in there. 2 sets of stripes to be precise. And the reason, well, one of many reasons, but one reason besides the ones I already said is that I chose to make this car here is because this is the car, like a modified version of this, admittedly, but this is the car that originally was called Godzilla of all the Skyline generations. It was a modified Skyline, but it was a modified R32. So that is where the Skyline typical association Godzilla comes from. It started with this car, and that's awesome. And we're basically done with the grill here. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, and then on the bottom end we have a lip, which is plastic or carbon on the real car. It is black at least, but those lips are apparently not available in the workshop yet, so I'm gonna have to make do with a standard lip. There's a patch right here. And what else we got? We got a grill. On the bottom of this whole front end here, on the bumper. No, we need the basic one first. Where is it? There it is. Turn it around. Make it taller. How long is it? Is it? Yeah, it is the same length as the upper grill. So like that, and then it's taller like so. And this has a ton of chrome stripes in it. So actually not all models. I think, well, I don't know what the difference is between those, because some R32 GTRs do not have those chrome bars in the grille, and they just have a solid mesh like this, and others have those chrome, you know, inserts or whatever you want to call them. This is all, no, wait, where is it now? I wanted not that, I wanted not this either. I wanted this as a grid rather than just longitudinal stripes. I don't know. This only has one stripe. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. Then we got some vents, which I think we're gonna make by putting this down like that, Wait a minute. Yeah, there is. So this grill is a little bit shorter in height. And then we got a number plate as well. I'm gonna just take care of that right away. It goes here. And it's also got some fog lights right there. Okay, now for the vent. They're basically these, and we can clone them like this. That's basically what they look like, but the area in between needs to be a little bit bigger, so we need to increase both of their sizes, because those borders on the top and bottom are just ridiculous on this particular fixture. I don't like that very much. And I also very much dislike that the borders get bigger as you also scale up the fixture itself. That's a little bit of a shame here. But what am I gonna do? Also, this bottom indicator is a little bit too big. Yeah, there we go. Better. Alrighty, now for the sides. And on the sides we have almost nothing other than a door handle, which I think is most like this one. And then on the rear end, obviously we got some pretty signature Skyline stuff there, because this is what, you know, the Skyline trend, this is where the Skyline design language is, if you will, really originated. Of course it does share some elements with the Skylines that came before it, but this is really, you know, Godzilla 101. This is where it all really started. So yeah, those are like here, and we got some more that are just the same size over here, and in between that, or are they a little bit smaller than that? Yeah, they are a little bit smaller than that. More like this. Alrighty. You know what, let's just use the clone tool again. Alrighty, and between those two tail lights, we have a small white one, I think. I mean, it is gonna be the indicator, but I don't know how exactly to make it, because it's, you know, clear glass. It's with a small indicator bulb in there. So what I'm gonna do is I will just make this. This is smaller though in proportion to the tail lights. Like that. And on this we have, as I said, wait, does this work? it works. Now of course if you look at it from the side it looks a little funky, but we might also just go ahead and take this instead. And then we still gotta worry about how we do those, you know, round lines that go around the taillights. I'm gonna think about that for a second. What do we have at our disposal that we could use for that? No. I mean, I could just make it with very thin black pieces of these, if that works at all. Yeah, I mean, it's gotta work. Basically, it's the only option I have. Other than just leaving it, but I don't wanna leave it. This requires a lot of attention and, you know, precision, as you probably can tell for yourself. But I wanna make it because it's a special episode, man. It's episode number 100. We gotta embrace it. We gotta celebrate it a little bit. I might even celebrate it in real life, maybe. But that's, you know, I don't know. Probably not. Because I have no time to celebrate. I got work to do. And also, you know, on that note, about, you know, I was talking about moving in a couple of episodes ago. I don't remember which episode it was, but yeah, we're gonna get a contract on this Thursday, and by we I mean myself and my good friend Alex. He's just a really good friend of mine in real life. He does not have a YouTube channel or anything like that, but yeah, we're gonna live together in that flat, and yeah, I'm really excited about that, because both of us really desire, you know, independence from our parents, and, you know, just moving and living on our own is probably a pretty good way of achieving that. And I realized that I made a little bit of a mistake with the curve, but I hope you'll forgive me. This doesn't look that bad, does it? So let's get this over here, like so. Let's just make this longer and the other one as well, so that we can have a little bit of a casing for our taillights that we would otherwise not be able to have. And I realized that this is starting to get a little bit buggy, so I'm only gonna get it this far, or maybe, yeah, only this far. And then I'm just gonna get another one. I'm gonna make shorter. And then longer again. Should be it. Oh, come on. Alrighty then. This is fine, I think. And then of course we're gonna get to this section right here, because what would a GTR on a special episode be without actually, you know, saying GTR on the rear end? So G T, and then the R needs to be wider, so that it goes, so that the top end goes, so that it's just as wide as both of these letters combined. We obviously do not have, you know, original GTR letters in the game yet, and I don't think those are ever gonna be. Maybe they're gonna make a, you know, GTR badge, just, you know, where the R is red and all that. Maybe somebody's gonna do that eventually, but other than that, I don't think we're ever gonna get any closer than this. And we're almost done actually, because there's not that much more going on the rear end. We do have an exhaust. It goes about pretty much right where I put it. It's a little bit wider. And then we got a number plate holder that is like this one. And the number plate itself is about like that. And then known as headlights, taillights, we got some number plate lightings, or are they braking lights, or I just know that they're there. Alrighty then, and of course we got a wing, which honestly I'm gonna do by putting this down, which is normally an F40 kind of wing, but this fits this car pretty damn well, I think. So that is the aesthetics part done. Let's get it dark blue maybe, or black, white, gray. Yellow. I don't know, something seems out of proportion here on the front end. Maybe the grille is just a little bit too big. Yeah, I think that's better now. That's better, yeah. Okay, good. Nice. So it is all-wheel drive, and we're gonna go to the engine department, where we are going to build an inline 6 engine that is made from cast iron, I think. Is it made? Yeah, cast iron block. And what material is the head again? Aluminium. Okay. So let's get right into the build. Cast iron block. It is 86 by 73.7. Okay. It is dual overhead cam, 4 bars per cylinder, aluminium head. Even though that, in-game at least, will reduce reliability quite a lot, because for some reason, if you don't have either cast iron for both the block and the head, or aluminium for both, your reliability is gonna suffer. I don't know. The crank is probably forged steel, because the turbo engine does make a good amount of torque. I'm gonna go for I-beam steel. I'm gonna go for very good materials in here, because this engine is a very reliable one in real life, and also one with a lot of potential for tuning. And so I feel like I should treat it as such. We're gonna fiddle with this a little bit later on, with the exact, compression. Actually, what's the compression ratio? Can I find that anywhere here? No, it doesn't. It doesn't say, but the GTR has a built-in boost restrictor to keep boost under 14 psi. I don't know what that translates to in bars, but it's pretty low. I'm gonna give it an air-to-air large intercooler, because it's lighter than the water-to-air. Turbine size, I don't know. I just don't know. The AR ratio is gonna be more around 1, I have to imagine. 14 psi. Let me just give me a second, and I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna go to the options menu and make it so we are looking at psi on the max boost. Alrighty, I'm back. So 14 psi is about there. We're gonna give this thing some single point EFI. Standard or performance intake? We'll see. It runs, as far as I know, on premium fuel? Yeah, probably. Fuel mixture we can adjust a little bit later, as is the case with the ignition timing, but I'm gonna put it around 75 here. The rev limit is, well, it does make its max power at 6800 RPM, so I'm gonna go a little bit above that, like 7300 or 7400, something like that. And we need to support at least 276 horsepower, so we're gonna make this big enough. 2 straight from mufflers. It's gonna, yeah, just be terrible here. 281 at 6400, so we need less power at a higher RPM. So what we do for that is we decrease the ignition timing. Come on. We can also, yeah, we're gonna lean it out a little bit and then increase the cam profile. Why are we not making the power later now? Now we're making power later. If we decrease this now? Yeah, okay, and how much torque do we need? 350. How much? That is 361 Newton meters of torque at, doesn't say. Okay, so 361 Newton meters while keeping the power the same will probably mean that we are going to lower the AR ratio probably and increase the compression ratio. This did give us a little bit more torque, but not much. How are we gonna do this? This just made things worse. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna be content with what I got here. What is this? This is the air intake section. This is actually the configuration. We would like to have throttle per cylinder configuration, but we don't have it here, unfortunately. So let's just stick with what I got. Let's listen to it. Nice. Good. As you might expect, it's not the most economical engine in the world. So let's go to the trim. This is obviously the Nissan Skyline R32 GTR. That is Nissan RB26 DET, because we only have one turbo. Normally it would be called the DET, but it would also be twin turbo. So it's got a 5-speed manual gearbox. Top speed is around 260, I believe. I don't know about the power distribution. I'm just going to leave it as is. I know that it has some sort of differential, I just don't know which one. So a viscous LSD seems reasonable to me. It comes in the sports tires with, I think, 17-inch rims. Two 45s up front. That seems like a pretty good choice. Yeah, they're alloy rims, they're not steel rims. And then vented discs, 4 pistons probably. And then 2 pistons on the rear end. Is what I'd put on it at least. Semi-clad on the tray. All of this is stuff that I'm not sure about and that I couldn't really find, or at least that I haven't really been looking for into, like, for in depth at least. I haven't been looking for that in depth. So no, a little bit of brake airflow, I think. Because what else would those vents that it usually has in the lip? What else would they be for? Yeah, so interior, it's gonna be 4 seats with standard interior and entertainment. I don't think it has traction or stability control. And then standard safety. We're gonna go for an adaptive damper setup. Actually, no, let's go for a gas monotube setup for sports preset. 1433. That's actually almost spot on in terms of weight, because we should be looking at 1030 instead of 1433.8. So 1430 is what we should be at. Oh, how about this then? 1442. We are oversteering, which is not good. Now we're heavily understeering, which is also not good. But so let's go back here. Wait a minute. Give me the 225 spec, please. And let's go to the suspension and tune it a little bit. This pushes it more towards the sportiness side, so we want a little bit. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Very sporty, but not quite so much that it would understeer automatically upon turning in. And look, weight is down by enough, so I'm happy with how this turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please click the like button, it helps out a great deal. Also, thank you so much again for 100,000 total views. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future, but for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.